Alright guys, thank you for coming back and having a look. That post that I did the video of that I just put on the other day, that's this post here. The little post, it's only 2 foot high, and there's the world. See, we're down here in the dirt, all tarred up. One next to it, this one I did before that. And what we've got, just so you guys understand what's happening, is because this place has overland flow. They, when they built it 20 years ago, they didn't allow for drainage to stop the water coming down the hill. There's a spring up the top of the hill, and when it starts getting wet, a few weeks, a week of rain, and you've got massive amounts of water coming down the hill. And there's no drains on the other side of the hill, on the high side of the house, to catch the water before it gets to the house. So what they've got is 4 inches of dirt and gravel around every post. We've already cleaned those up. Luckily they weren't rusted through over there, because the water doesn't get to those as often. And I domed those up, cleaned them up, domed them up, fixed up the water problem there. These ones I've still got to dome them up with the concrete, but cleaned them up. That one's been cleaned up and it'll survive. Same with that one over there. This one here, which is the long one, I pulled that out, chopped the first 8 inches off, put a new piece on the bottom, and we bolted that down to the concrete. Same with that one. That's the piece I showed you, the rusted off. I did this one the other day. It took me all day laying down because I couldn't take the post out. It's got too much around it. Front door, side panels, it's just too hard. So I spent all day cut and shunt to get that one off. And now we've got one that's even harder. This one's probably going to take me a day and a half because it's the hardest one on the whole job. There's another one at the front, but this one I think I still have to replace that bottom piece. The other two at the front I may be able to salvage. It's still strong enough. But yeah, there's a high and low tide level. If you have a look at this, just so you guys get an idea about what high and low tide is. Rust, oxidization happens where you can get oxygen. Okay. Now what we have happening here is when this place is wet, the first 2 inches or so of this is covered in water, and the only place that rusts is from here to here, because that's the high tide, low tide. That's what gets the water the oxygen all the time as it dries and then goes back, gets back to flood and back to there, because it's almost always got water around it. Luckily we haven't had much water in the last 3 months, and it's pretty well dried up. But yeah, you can see she was painted. There's a bit of tar still left, but the original waterproofing still left on the bottom. And up here you can see it's been tarred, but the rust is peeling it off. That's a high and low tide level. You can see how it's corroded, but you can't see it. There's not enough light. But yeah, she's pretty bad around the back here. And I don't know how I'm going to fix that. I really don't at this stage. And trying to get in there with a grinder and with saber saws, and all, it's just yeah, it's a nightmare to cut that out. And of course that thing will be full of water because the water got in through the hole at the top. I have to drill a couple of holes at the bottom to release the water before I start using a saber saw, sawzall, to try and cut that steel, and then the jackhammer to try and level off the concrete, clean it off, and then make a piece to go in, and then see about welding it back on. It means I'll have to cut it up here, up above this timber level, so I can hopefully get in there with a welding stick to stick weld it.
we will see how we go. All right. Well, that's it. I'll talk to you more about it in a little while.